I did something that I had no right to do, morally or legally.
When teacher Mary Kay Letourneau gave one of her students one-on-one lessons in sex education, she was arrested for rape. Now, shocking new allegations about her life behind bars from a close friend she met in prison.
She has a lot of friends that think it's okay what she did.
Hurricane Carter might have won it all, but he never got the chance. Imprisoned for a crime he didn't commit.
He never acted like a prisoner. He refused to be treated like one.
Now, our Catherine Cryer steps in the ring with the real Hurricane. Plus, it's our Friday Celebrity Rap Sheet, and Jane Fonda, Scary Spice, and the Beach Boys are all feeling some not very good vibrations. All that and more, tonight on Pros and Cons.
She risked everything, her marriage, her career, even her children, all in order to have an affair with a 13-year-old elementary school student. Tonight, an ex-prison mate of Mary Kay Letourneau gives a rare and a shocking glimpse of the teacher-turned-rapist behind bars. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Pros and Cons. I'm Nancy Grace. It was a sex crime that shocked the nation. A beautiful young Seattle school teacher who gave it all up for what she calls a passionate love affair. A love affair with a 6th grade boy. Now, new details are swirling about Letourneau's life behind bars. Court TV's Michael Ayala has a story.
I did something that I had no right to do, morally or legally.
A repentant Mary Kay Letourneau pleads for leniency at her 1998 sentencing for raping a 13-year-old student.
I give you my word that it will not happen again. Please. Please help me.
And the judge believed her, suspending the confessed child rapist sentence, provided she stay away from her young lover.
I am satisfied that the defendant is amenable to community-based treatment.
But less than 3 months later, police catch Letourneau with the boy again in a parked car in this Seattle neighborhood. Her reunion with the boy resulted in losing her freedom and produced a second pregnancy.
It appears the time of conception was, days before she was arrested.
Letourneau was then sent back to serve the rest of her 7.5-year prison sentence.
There's a lot of people that don't believe she deserves 7 years prison time for it. I certainly don't.
Christina Dress got to know Mary Kay over a year and a half when the two were nearby cellmates at this Washington State Correctional Facility. But Christina says Mary, who lost her family, her career, and her freedom, does not regret a thing.
Mary feels like she has something that some of us will never have. Her one true love. And she believes that wholeheartedly.
The two Letourneau children that she had with a teenage student are now being raised by the boy's mother. And with us live tonight from Tacoma, Washington, Mary Kay's prison mate, Christina Dress. Hi, Christina.
Hello.
Thanks for being with me. Also live from Tacoma, veteran true crime writer Gregg Olsen. Gregg is in constant contact with Mary Kay Letourneau and is the author of the book, If Loving You Is Wrong. Now, there's kind of a euphemism, Gregg, to both of you. Welcome to Pros and Cons. Christine, let me go to you first. Christina, you spent a lot of time behind bars with Mary Kay Letourneau, but first of all, why were you behind bars?
I did a little creative banking.
Oh.
Some forgery and computer crime, a little bit of hacking.
And during your time there, you met up with Mary Kay Letourneau. Just crazy question, how long were you with Letourneau before she mentioned her lover, Billy Falau?
Probably an hour.
And what were her thoughts at that point?
She talks about Billy very openly. She has a lot to say, and she says how much she misses him, and she wasn't sure she was going to be able to get through her time, without him.
Well, she, as a matter of fact, did not do 7.5 years behind bars. She was released early, and Gregg Olsen, as you well know, you're in constant contact with her, she immediately hooked back up with Billy and got pregnant again in a car.
That's right. In fact, just to clarify, Christina was in prison with Mary, not in county jail, which is where
Correct.
Mary was. But they met after she was arrested the second time and lost everything.
Well, you know, it's incredible. And Christina, I know that you've had basically a pen pal relationship. You've got a lot of letters from Mary Kay Letourneau as well. Does she still think she did nothing wrong?
She's certain she did nothing wrong. I mean, and like I've said before, she feels that she's blessed and lucky, and she said that to me exactly, that she's got something that some of us will never have. She's certain of it.
Well, it's incredible that after the original sentence, the resentencing back to jail after she was released, just recently, in November, I believe the 19th, she was put in solitary confinement for phone conversations, again, with Billy. Doesn't she know they have her conversations, they can record them, they can eavesdrop on them?
Yeah, she knew that, and she knew it months ago when it happened. The same thing happened to her for communication with Billy. It doesn't bother her because she wants the instant gratification of talking to him now. She loves him, she misses him, and she's going to communicate with him no matter what.
And she'll even do solitary confinement. You know, a lot of us on the outside wonder what she sees in what was once a 6th grade student. But what has started a storm of controversy is an allegation, I believe it was in the Globe magazine, of lesbian relationships Mary Kay Letourneau is having behind bars. And you refute that, is that correct?
The Globe was a gross exaggeration. I've told them that, and I will tell you that. Very little in that article had any truth to it at all. I did talk to them. I made a few comments to them that were true, and they just went to Hollywood with it. That's what I've... So
you refute those allegations. And Gregg Olsen, it leads me to a very interesting point. Everyone that meets Mary Kay Letourneau, Gregg, they seem to be fascinated with her, and there are all these accounts about her relationships behind bars. Gregg, what do you make of it?
The allegation of the lesbian affair?
Well, just the continued fascination with Mary Kay Letourneau. Here, this story is apparently trumped up in the Globe about lesbian relationships, but there's still an ongoing fascination with Mary Kay Letourneau.
There is, and sometimes I just can't imagine why it does continue, but Mary is a media magnet. People just go to her. They have, she has access to the media in ways that most prisoners don't have. I mean, she can pick up the phone and call Barbara Walters if she wanted today, and I don't think of any other prisoners that could probably do that. We are fascinated because she's pretty, she's a teacher, she gave up everything for what she says is a love story, when the rest of us have a hard time buying that.
Will these phone calls to Billy Falau affect her release date? She's not exactly getting good behavior marks.
Yeah, I don't think she's earned one day of good behavior, but Mary doesn't care. I mean, she really says that I want to live my life right now, right to the fullest, and if that means thumbing my nose at the rules that they've imposed on me, I'll do it.
Well, Christina, there were some supporting comments from Mary Kay Letourneau to support the Globe story. I believe you've gotten letters from Mary Kay.
Oh yes, I'm not refuting the whole thing. I mean, Mary Letourneau is very open-minded. She's accepting and loving, and has made it very clear to me through our friendship that she doesn't care who you love. It's that you love, and she's.
Now, your letters did indicate relationships behind bars.
I believe she has had an encounter or two.
What specifically makes you say that?
Well, the specific letter is that she wrote me one letter from when she was in ADSEG and solitary, that she'd had a roommate that her back rub went a little far, and pretty soon she didn't have her pants on and was concerned it was going to go further, and she got afraid, and it did not. She also was very chummy with another young gal that resembled Billy. That was kind of the talk for a while.
Yeah, I heard that report that she had fallen for a woman behind bars that resembled Billy, her 6th grade boyfriend. But long story short...
again, it's all exaggerated.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I don't know that Mary has slept with anybody in the prison, you know.
Christina, last question before we have to go. Does she realize that she has an obsession with this boy? She's in jail. She's gone to solitary several times. Does she think they're going to have, like, a marriage and a relationship when she gets out of jail?
Oh, definitely. She's counting on it.
What about her 4 children from her husband?
She loves them. You know, she loves them. She misses them. But Billy is the focus. You know, their relationship is at the forefront of her mind always. And
Well,
she's certain that it'll be everlasting.
There were indications that her demeanor was not going to change just because she went behind bars. Gregg Olsen, thank you for being with me. Christina Dress, thank you. And your book, Mass with Mary, is coming out soon. Thank you, guys. I'll see you again on the airways.
Thank you very
Everyone,
much.
Coming up next, the legal thriller about a middleweight boxer, Hurricane Carter, heads to the big screen, starring Denzel Washington.
He never acted like a prisoner. He refused to be treated like one.
And then still ahead, it looks like 2 Hollywood super couples may be headed for divorce court. More on these star-studded splits tonight on Friday Night Celebrity Wrap.